So I've got 8 coins to submit to PCGS, and I figured in this video, I'd go ahead and walk you through the process on at least 1 or 2 of them before I submit them, and then we'll wait to see what the grades are. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, I've got 8 coins I'd like to submit to PCGS today, including that 1901 Indian head cent that I found in that customer wrapped rolls box from Jim. But I figured I'd go ahead and walk you through the process of getting this done, at least on a couple of them, so that you know the process, because I get asked a lot, how hard is it to do, and it's actually pretty simple. We'll start with the 1901 Indian head cent because all we're trying to do is get a grade on it. No variety, attribution, pretty basic. So I'm a PCGS member and I go to start a coin submission. It's pretty basic. I click that button. We have US coins. I hit next. Now I'm going to use the standard grading because I'm not going to spend the extra on the gold shield. I'm not 100% familiar with all of the benefits, which I know you can click here, but for sake of time, we'll skip that step. Now I'm doing raw grading. I'm not reholdering any of these. I don't have one that's already in a holder that I want to resubmit. I don't have anything like that. These are all raw coins that I am submitting. So I'm going to choose raw grading. I don't have any vouchers. I've used them already. And this option right here tells you whether or not, if it's cleaned or scratched or anything, do you want them to still holder it or not? In this case, I don't believe any of these have been cleaned. So I'm going to say that in the event that they deem it cleaned, go ahead and call it genuine with details. I want the details grade. Now that we have all of those selected, we're going to click next. Remember, for regular service, the coin's maximum value is $2,500. Now there are a couple of close calls on here, like this potential proof-like CC Morgan dollar. I'll have to take a look at the value on that and see if I can submit it with these. But in the event that this is likely above $2,500, which I doubt, then I would need to have this submitted separately. But for sake of this video, I don't think anything is more than that. PCGS is pretty good though. For the unlikely event that this grade's a really high grade, higher than I think, and the value exceeds $2,500, they will likely give me a buzz and ask me if I want to pay for the additional service on that. Because if they grade it higher than I think it is, then obviously that's a good thing and I would want to pay for the additional service. So this is going to be $35 per coin, which is kind of a lot. Now, if I was just doing modern coins, it's only 16 bucks. And if I want to do economy non-gold, you can see the value is low and you can pay less. But I do want the regular service. It's worth the fees for me, or at least I think it is for the coins I've selected. So now I hit next here. Now we've gone to the page where I'm actually going to enter my coins. So for this 1901 Indian head cent, it's best to use the PCGS number. So if I bring up PCGS and I go to the 1 cents and half cents and I go to the Indian cents, I need to scroll down to 1901, which will be on page 2. And then once I get to 1901, I have different choices here. I have brown, I have red brown, and I have red. Mine is going to be red. So that's the PCGS number right there, 2210. And then when I go back to my online submission form, I would write PCGS number 2210, 1901, 1 cent, red. I could even write in mint state, just so they know that I believe it's mint state. That's what I'm going to declare it for, just so they know that I think that that's what it's worth. Now here's where you would choose any additional services. Whether I want TrueView imaging, whether I want a variety attribution, whether I want first strike or oversized holder. I don't need a variety on this one. I simply want to get as high of a grade as I can possibly get. And I would normally choose TrueView if I was certain it was going to grade higher than a 64, 65. But seeing as I don't know if it's ever been cleaned, even though I looked at it and it doesn't look like it, I think this is good enough for me, and then I save that. Now that it's saved, it's added to my list of items. So we've completed the first step in the submission process for this coin. Now that we've done one regular coin halfway through and I'll finalize the other parts, let me go ahead and do one that's going to have a variety attribution. This is an 1883-0 Morgan dollar. I'm only submitting it because it is a VAM4, which is the repunched O or O over O. So I'm going to submit this one in. The grade is low mint state, but I want to have one of my Morgan dollars that I found in a holder with a variety attribution. So my next one I have to go to is PCGS as well. We'll scroll down to Morgan dollar. And now we'll scroll down to 1883-0, which is on page 2. So here's an 1883-0. We'll open that up. And here's VAM4 1883-0 over O. So I'll get that PCGS number. I'll copy that if I want because that's kind of a long one. I'll go to my online submission form. And once again, I'll type in PCGS number. I'll populate it with that. And this is the 1883-0 $1 VAM4 O over O. And there you go. So I've got that written in there. Now I got to look at the declared value. And I'm going to say mine is probably right around the 63 to 64 range. But we will insure it for the 65 range just to make sure. And judging by the recent sales, I'm going to call it $350. There you go. Now this one will require a variety attribution of $18 as well. And I'll just double check everything I have. 133897. 133897. The O over O, that is the one I'm submitting. And I'll save that one. Now I have two of them here. One with the additional service of variety attribution. Let me go ahead and complete the rest of my order and I'll bring you back on the next step. All right, I've got my 8 coins listed and I've got 8 coins for $35, 7 of them with a variety attribution fee of $18, plus the shipping and insurance on that of $33. You can see it's pretty costly to get some coins graded. That being said, I put some additional notes for one of the coins on here because it could be a discovery piece unless they deem it machine doubling, but you guys saw the video for that. Now we hit next here. And I had to scroll down so that you wouldn't see my personal information, but it wants to know how we're going to pay for it, and I'm going to pay with a credit card on file. So let me go ahead and click this button and hit next, and I'll take you to the next screen. So after you've got your credit card information on there, they will not bill you until the final grading and shipment of your coins, but it's just to secure it so that they know it's a good card on file to do so. So I won't get billed technically until they ship my items, which will show up as a nice charge on the credit card bill. I have read their terms and conditions, and then I hit next. I come to the screen that says your submission form has been successfully completed. So you're going to print out all the forms. You have a customer copy and PCGS copies 1, 2, 3. You will sign all your copies. You'll keep one for your records, and you'll send in the PCGS copy 1, 2, and 3 to them. The signature page is on page 2. This is page 1, and page 2 is over here, and I've signed them. So now that I've done that, I've got to get these set up. I'll show you that next. So the final page is the shipping instruction page. It talks about putting them in Mylar flips and labeling the flips, how to label them, and where to ship to. Now everyone does it their own way, but the most important thing is to have your submission number and the line number that corresponds to the coin that you listed on there. I just take my Avery stickers, I write those information down that corresponds to the coins, and then I put them over the flip and fold them over. Pretty basic, but now they're all encased in a Mylar flip with the submission number and the line number that corresponds to the submission number that I'm sending in. Next up, you have to decide whether you're shipping using USPS or FedEx, things like that. I'll be using United States Postal Service, so I'll be shipping to this box right here. You will need to send it insured for the insured value that you declared on the form, as well as registered mail. You have to do that. They have to sign for it as received, and you definitely want to insure it in the event that they lose your package. You might lose the coins, but at least you get the insured value back so you're not at a total loss. I think the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to box it up, get it all set up for shipping, and I might give you a final shot of the box and some final thoughts here in a second. So I'll be shipping in a dime box this time for funsies. Now, when you ship registered mail, they make you wrap it in this brown paper, and then the post office stamps it all over, so they won't even see the words dime on the box that I send, but it's all nicely in there. I usually walk into the post office, tape it up with the tape that they use, pay for the registered mail right then and there. That way there's no problems. The last step is you will want to write on the outside of the box, club, if you're submitting for vouchers, but I'm not, so I don't have to write that on there. That would expedite the turnaround time because you have vouchers and they want to take care of you. Either way, it's ready to go. Hopefully this helps you. If it does, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, happy submitting, and thanks for watching.